and it's another thing for you to use that power. Most of us, we already have the Holy Spirit in us. We have God in us. We are Christians. We know God. You know 10 Bible verses about prosperity, but we are not utilizing the power God has given us enough. And then we're going to discuss this in two approach. Now, I'm going to do some little stories, discussion, and we're going to go into practical, real practical as we go into it. There are two approaches, short term and the long term. Let's look at the short term. Now, you might, if you are in any problem as you are now, like right now, you don't have money, everything is bad. See, don't pursue wealth. Pursue survival. It is fine. There's levels in this life. Pursue survival. And for you to even be able to survive, because there's stages in life, for you to survive now, you need to start looking at things you can do. And I'll spend very short time in the short approach. And I want you to note it and pick the one you need to kickstart immediately. Number one, look for a job or start a small business if you have not started. And unfortunately, most of us think we have business, but if your business is not registered with CAC, you don't have a business. If your business is not registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, you're not recognized as a business owner. That's the truth. It is just 20,000 naira. If you have to save to do it, do it. But start a business if you don't have any. Start it now for the future, for the next 1 year. Anything you've been thinking about, for you to say I own a business, you must be a CAC registered enterprise. So number one, look for a job. God has said we're going to prosper. But prosperity it's not going to jump on you. It's a process that requires patience, hard work, smart work, prayers, dependency on the Holy Ghost, direction, and then consistency. And then to start, if you've not started, you're in the university, start a small business. Please. Business. It's important because if you don't have any, it could backfire later on. Even if you have a job, please, we all know that no employer is loyal to you 100%. That is the reality of the world in which we live. If something happens now and then they lose all the money, they are going to relieve you. What will you fall back on? It does not have to be your full business, but start small. Number two, bold. Be bold and courageous like the lion, because the righteous are bold. Go back and renegotiate your salary. Yes. I have employees by God's grace. And then, interestingly, which I know those who are already established entrepreneurs, who have employees and are listening to me knows that every employer negotiates. Even though you know the amount you want to give. And then for the same role, you see somebody collecting 100,000, another person collecting 150,000. What happens? Negotiation. The person collecting 100 or 80,000 has belittled their value and said, okay, let me manage it. The person collecting 150 says, no, I think I want more. Can you, sir, increase my salary? Don't go there brash with, in a wrong way. Approach it, but see, there is no crime. If you know that you're more value, you're adding value to the company you're working with, go and ask for a renegotiation. It does not happen now, but it can happen later. But please, we Christians, most of us are so timid to ask for our rights. Wealthy people are bold. They take risks. Please, if you know this is a short approach, you're not making enough, your salary is not enough, and you know that your employer can pay more, or in the industry, competitive rates is higher, please ask or move to another company. If you need to be wealthy, you need to take risk. But I am not saying everybody should resign. And I'm not saying you should just take drastic or irrational steps. Pray to God. Commit the heart of your boss into God's hand and say, God, please talk to this man. Talk to this woman. I want to go and approach him. This money, the inflation rate is biting into it. It's not really working for me. God, spend 2-3 days in fasting and prayer and then go and meet him. You never can tell. People will come back with testimony in the next 1 month saying that, truly, I asked and it was given. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and what? Knock and it shall be what? Exactly. But if you don't ask, will it be given? No. Now, I'm doing this, I'm breaking it down because a lot of misconception is there that you must be a career person. You cannot make success without being a career person. Is a lie. It's a lie. You could be the highest earners in the career land, the MDs of these banks, of Dangote and all, they are in career, they're employed, but they are making a lot of money. So please and please, go back. Next one, look for side hustle. Become an employee of labor. POS is everywhere. I'm not saying you should go and do POS. You can do so many online skills, online trainings. If you have one skill that you know you can train people, help people. I remember during COVID, one of the things I did was doing trainings and people were paying a lot. Online, you can't move around, you can't do anything. So if there's anything you are doing and then you cannot expand to training, even if you're a corporate person, come up with a seminar. You can do a free one and tell everybody, pay 1,000 naira, I'm going to help you do this, I'm going to help you do this, I'm going to help you do this. You have to find a side also, additional stream of income. And I need us to go back and write, this is my stream of income. How can I add to it? Training, whatever thing, additional, selling more things, increasing the volume of things you're selling, increasing the skills you have now in order to be able to provide more. Add a side also. Please. Next one, review your budget. You cannot grow your finances if you're spending the way you're spending last year. You know how much dollar is. Thank God it's coming down now. The same amount you're spending last year, the same amount you're making last year, you're making this year, and then there's no change. It cannot continue like that. The next one, if you have the funds, buy shares. There are Bamboo and so many other platforms now that you can buy shares, real estate. Buy that 50,000 naira land beside your house or in that place. That is 100,000 naira. They say it is far, buy it. Kubwa was far 10, 20 years ago. True or false? Buhari was far 20, 40 years ago. Lugbe was far how many years ago? But those who bought the land now, you know how much it will cost to buy a plot of land here in Kubwa now? This is what makes people wealthy. You don't need to wait for 1 million naira to buy those big real estate people land. Gather money, put it as a target for the next 6 months. To gather 300,000 naira. Every month I'm saving 30. Please, most of us, we save to spend. That's one of the most ridiculous, foolish things that we do that keeps us in poverty. It requires discipline. Today, set a target. In the next 6 months, my income is 50,000 naira per month. I will save 10,000 naira per month. And then after 1 year, I will look for a land of 120,000 naira, put it there, and become a landlord. There are 120,000 naira land. By the time you go, there are places you go that you will find those places. Just put some package there and protect it. Do all the legal things that needs to be done. There are lawyers in the church that can help you. Interestingly, there are a lot of real estate gurus in the church that you can reach out to. And say, sir, today I heard about real estate as a form of business. I don't have money. All my income is 100,000 naira, 80,000 naira per month. Can I be saving, putting 10,000 naira in your account every month for the next 2-3 years? A lot of people do it. And you pay the 400,000 naira within the next 2-3 years. Because we are brothers and sisters in the Lord, they will just say, okay, no problem, let me help you. You will buy the land. That land that you are buying for 200,000 naira now, in the next 10 years, I am sure the value would have increased. Do you agree with me? So why are we not doing that? You are waiting for 500,000 naira. No. Please don't wait. You're a student. The money you're making, meet people in the church. There are a lot of people with meetings anywhere. Outside the church, go and meet people that you know understand these things and into these things. We can all have lands in Abuja, in your village, in anywhere within the next 1 year, no matter how small your income is. It's just a factor of determination to go there. Am I communicating? Please just determine. I will save 5,000 every month. I will sacrifice 5,000 every month. And for the next 3 years, I will buy one plot of land. You will buy it. It's possible. And 5 years time, 10 years time, you want to sell the land, you're selling it at 3 million, 5 million, 7 million. Go and ask most of our fathers how much they bought their land. Then you will see 300 naira. How many of you have seen receipt of all those 1990, 1991? 300 naira, 3,000 now is 3 million. Please, wisdom is profitable to direct. Now, next one, develop skills. Let us be proactive. If you want to be well done, you want to earn in dollars, in euros, in pounds. Today, go back home and Google, what skill can I earn to start earning in dollars? What skill can I learn to start earning in dollars? If you're a tech person, there are a lot of opportunities in the tech world. Most of us look at time. If you started last year, you would have been tech enabled now. If you start this year, in the next 1 year, you'll be able to start looking for a project all up and down. If you don't have a skill, please learn it. If you have a skill, good. How can you monetize the skill? Next, save for rainy days. Save for rainy days. There are a lot of apps now that will remove 1,000 naira from your account every day. 500 naira, 200 naira every day. Please automate it so that any form of indiscipline, you can control it. I've mentioned the thematic areas of wealth. You have to invest. But I've broken it down because I'm not here to do lecture on a big deal. But broken it down, I've said investments, real estate, because that's the closest to most of us. Savings will not get you to the wealth fast, but you use the savings you invest, you use the savings you invest, you use savings you invest. Why not any successful person? And then you see, God can help you. You might be the one that will buy that land that Dangote will want to buy, and they are going to be ready to buy it in big amount of money. So save for rainy days. Utilize financial solutions. Take calculated risks and trust God. These are fast, short-term approach. Fast, that you can start now. Now, I purposely went through this because I want us to go back home and take actions. Please, buy that land. Please, buy that land. You might not be able to buy treasury bills, but you need to buy shares or other bigger things. Buy the land. And plan to do it in the next 3 years. Nobody here is too small to own a piece of land. That is the closest. That's why I'm mentioning it. There are bigger options for you. Are we good to go? You're not listening to me. Are we good to go? Sorry, I'm a natural teacher. The next one, we've spoken of short-term approach. Things I need you to do now to start your path to success and wealth. We've mentioned all of them. Can anybody mention anyone that you've written? Anyone? Who can help me? I need answers. I like communicating, so I'm not preaching. We are teaching. We are interacting. Who would help me? Anyone? Any of the list? Investment. We've mentioned so many. Now let's look at the long term. For the long term, everything I'm going to say now are things we need to start looking at for the future. Because wealth is not gathered in a day. Any opportunity you see online today and say, stop, make 10 million naira in a day in 24 hours. We all know it is scam. So even in 1 year, from 0 to 10 million, God can do it. I'm not saying miracles don't happen. But it takes a process. We've done the shortcut. We're going to go through the long route. The long route that requires you looking into the future and start planning now. There's something we call in business gap analysis. It is, you need to know where you are, what you need to do in order to get to where you want to go to. Everything that I'm discussing here, I want us to go back home tonight and rewrite it. Usually, I will take just a point and be slow, but this time around, I want you go back home and rewrite and analyze each of them and take action. So we're going to look at your current state. We all know how much you're making now. You all know what you're doing now, and then your desire state, where you want to go. So we're going to do an exercise now. We're going to do an exercise. The next slide. Vision board. The next one. The vision board. So there's a table we are going to draw. Next slide. Yes, great. Everybody, you're going to write this out. I think there's a link that will be shared. But meanwhile, you're going to write this out. And this is your assignment for this week. We are professionals. So I expect that we are going to do this assignment. You don't have to submit to me, but just make sure you get it done. There's something we call vision board. You want to be wealthy, you have to be able to see yourself in that wealth. And Habakkuk 2 verse 3 and 4 says the vision is for an appointed time. At the end it will speak and it will not lie. Write the vision, make it plain. And what we're going to start from today is how to write the vision. So number one, you're going to write personal growth. You're going to draw a box. When you get home, you use this, write it now and then now fill it. Personal goals, growth. What am I going to do to be a better person? You need to write 5 inside each of these boxes. Everything that's in the box is just to stimulate you to say, okay, how to write it. But when you get home, I want you to write personal growth. What am I going to do? What habit am I going to cultivate? I will start reading 1 book per month. I need to go and learn social skill. Improvement. I'm going to improve the way I talk, the way I laugh, the way I relate with people, whatever. Number 1, personal growth. What are the 5 things I need to do to grow? Now, this is where the Bible actually talked about the seed of the sower. Some will fall on fertile ground. Some will fall on stony ground. We're going to see if you are a stony ground or a fertile ground. I believe you're a fertile ground. This is not a factor of amen, no. It's a factor of get it done. Find time to do it. Number 2, career and finances. Career aspiration. You're going to write it there. I want to be Dr. XYZ at the age of 30. Normally it's pictures you would use, but we're going to write it down. I want to be Professor so. I want to be that vision. You have some vision when you were in primary school. Life has changed. Things have changed. Abi? How many of us said we want to be engineers? Raise up your hand. Doctor, lawyer, those are the 3. Now, how many of us are engineers, lawyer, doctors? Me, I'm agriculturist. Now, I'm not doing business. I'm doing IT. It is well. So, what we miss is that vision we had then. Because life has happened, we kill it off. No, it's time to rekindle another vision. So, rekindle the vision. Your career aspiration. I want to be the MD of so company. Financial goals. You need to write it there. I want to have 50 million naira in my account by 2030. Hey, faith. You don't understand what we're. Some of you can't imagine. You can't imagine. But please go home and do this work of faith. Please. Put it there so that in the next 10 years, 5 years, you look back and say, God, when I was writing this thing, God, you are faithful. But if you don't write it, you don't have anything to be able to say, how? Then. So please write the amount. I want $100 million in my account in the next 30 years or 20 years. Don't worry. Write it and say, God, this. When we're done with this, and when you're done at home, you're going to put it, and then tomorrow, next, anytime within this week, you spend one day and put it to God and say, God, I know I did not write it on my own. I didn't attend this meeting on my own. I attended it because you wanted me, and I've written it. God, oh, this thing, oh, it must come to pass. How it will happen, I don't know. But we need to start the work of faith. Because all the successful people you know in this world, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Dangote, all of them, they work by faith. They saw Facebook, they saw Twitter, they saw all those things ahead when they were zero, when they were in university. So what is wrong with us? Why can't we see? And we are children of the light. These people understand business. Most of these business concepts are from the Bible. They understand the division, faith and all, but we know it. We are children of the light and we are not working. We're not seeing the vision. Write it. Be afraid of the amount of zeros you're going to write. Am I communicating? Professional development, your career development. Next one, travels and adventure. Put it there. I want to go to 10 European countries. Belgium, UK, US, Canada. Write the names of the countries. Faith. You really don't understand. But by God's grace, I know people, and by God's grace, we are living witness of what God can do when you have faith in Him. You don't need to understand how He will do it. Just do the work. So put it there, please. If it is just 5 countries you want, 3 Africans, 5 European, 1 Asia, put it there. Write it all. Don't play with what we are doing today. Write it in your bucket list. You've seen that Paris, France, and you say, I want to go there. Put it there. God, I want to go there. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to this. I want to go and do vacation in Maldives. I want all those desires you have. Put it, write it down by faith. Because we're going to, these are prayer points. Our prayer points have been in the survivors level. God, I'm passing through water. Heal me. Help me. Yes. But those are short-term things. Now, the vision is long-term. God does not want you to stay permanently in that river, fire, burning every day. No. The desire of God is for you to prosper. Next one, I need to move a little faster now. Your adventures, goals, are those adventures you've seen on social media, write it there. See, you see people of the world doing it. You think God said you must not enjoy life? God said you must not go and sleep in one of the best hotels in the world, or in thank you, Bajarab and all this, Dubai. Who says so? God said you must not sleep there, or you must not travel to Dubai. God said so. No. The earth is the Lord and His fullness thereof, and it's for us to enjoy. I'm going to move faster on all the other words. Health. God, I don't want to be sick again. I want to start going to gym. There is no crime in gymming, even in the house, and doing exercise, skipping rope, or whatever you need to do. I want to be eating fruit. I want this. What are the relationship? I want to get married. This is the kind of woman I want to get married to, or man I want to get married to. I want to have friends that are governors. Write it. I want to have friends that are owners of $1 billion valuation companies. Creativity and hobbies, what you want to do. I want to be an artist. I want to just for hobby, I want to do this. We are limiting God a lot in most of our activity. Charity. God, I want to build one of the branches or one of the districts building from scratch to the top. Alone. I want to be able to help children. I want to have a motherless home with 1,000 children. I want to be able to do this, do that, whatever God is laying on your heart. Dream big. Spirituality, I want to grow. Last one, material and finance. This is the kind of car I want. Write it. I want Lexus 2040. You can say it into, I want to use Mercedes Benz. I want to build my house in UK in this and that. Okay. So It's fine. Now, so all this, why am I doing this? Because we Christians, we have been so myopic. A lot of us, I see myself as a marketplace evangelist. That means that you ready to go to the street? No. But in the business world, I want God to see him. I want the world to see God in me. I'm not ashamed to write it there on my post anywhere. God, say, I'm a Christian. These are my stands. I'm not saying I'm a living example because God is helping me. But I'm saying this was years ago vision. And if I tell you the vision that I have for the next, that God has given me for the next 10 years, you'll be like, me, I don't know how to approach, I don't know how to implement it. I don't. Walk by faith. For those that are matured among us, you're already making money, you're already earning 500,000. Please take a walk of faith. Get an architect in the, let me stop saying in the church. Get an architect and let them design a prototype for you. Pay them 300,000 naira, 200,000, 100,000 naira, whatever. Design a hotel for me. Design a school for me. Design whatever you have in mind, a big fashion studio house for me, design a media house for me, design so for me. Tell an architect to design it for you. Now, you see, I'm trying to, because I know I have a mixed audience. I've done those that your income is still around 50, 100, it is fine. It's good to take it step by step. But for professionals who are you're already working, your salary is around 200,000 naira per month. Please take a step of faith. Get an architect and say, design this for me. Tell them, I want an Airbnb. My vision is to have a shopping complex. Tell them to design it. Yes. Please take that. We need to start understanding faith. We have learned so much about faith and we are not maximizing it in the business world. Design it now. Pay for it. Say, God, this architecture work I'm telling them to do for me. This hotel I'm saying they should design. This, I'm just saying multiple, but I know God is laying this in your hand. This motherless home I'm saying they should design for me. This work building or whatever, I want to build a three-story building, 4-story building. I want to have a house that I'll be renting to people. Tell them to design. Design is the easiest thing in building a house or a building. That's the easiest. But one thing I know God has been faithful with. Ask our leaders. You think the building in Bagada was not a vision? By God's grace, I was born inside Bagada Church. Hope, is it Life Faith Hope? I've forgotten clinic or something. That Faith Clinic. And I know when we always go for Monday Bible study as teenagers, as youth, walk. And then Pastor that day has always been saying, this is just a temporary thing. Remember when DLCC came up? Remember when all these other buildings came up? He thought it was not visioned. And when we are told, please contribute, let us pay, let us sow seed, what did they always show us? The architectural design. True of us. Why? Our leaders have already imagined the building by faith. So why are we not imagining the building by faith? If you don't have money for architecture, draw it in your paper. And write the number of things that will be in the building. 5-bedroom apartment, it will have toilet, it will have this, it will have that. Let's walk by faith. Praise the Lord. I hope I'm not pushing us too much. Good. Next is allowed. Okay. So next is action plan. I've spoken about shortcuts, and why I purposely did not really talk about the short one so long is because I'm sure most of us know about it. And that's why I didn't emphasize on that. But I purposely emphasized on this vision board because I see it is lacking among us. Especially as professionals. It's lacking. But if we're going to get there, what do we need to do? You need to go back home and do this exercise too. Sorry, I'm giving a lot of assignments, but this is the way I felt led. You go back and put it there, the goal. These are now short things. What I want to achieve. things I need to do to achieve it. I want to, we've decorated that building already. You already built that motherless home. You already built that school. Nice, that's a goal. But what do you need to do to achieve it? I need to go back to school to get teaching certificate or education certificate as an education provider. Hotel, or I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do that. Because faith without work is dead. We should not deceive ourselves. Have that vision, but under this task, you must write the things you know you will start doing. Keep yourself in tab. If you had the paper, draw it in your book. Please, let's spend the rest of this week doing this assignment. Tasks, what I need to do. Success criteria means how will I identify the success? The building is standing. It might take 10 years, it might take 5 years, it might take 2 years. But we know our God is a miracle working God. You will be surprised. We've read this testimony. Somebody just said, I want to buy a Mercedes car. And then somebody said, I have a car, come and take. But the person said what? I want a car. And then the person prayed and worked by faith. So what will be the vision? I have the building. Write it by faith. How long? Don't deceive yourselves. It will take 3 years, it will take 2 years, it will take 1 year, no problem. Write it. It will take 10 years, write it there. God, by God's grace, I tell everybody, it took me 7 years to break through. But I was working every day with the vision that I had, that I'm going to be a multinational consultant. And then it took 7 years of doing local, helping, small, until the time came. Let me just go back to the negotiating salary. How I got my first break, I was in a meeting and I saw the person facilitating or something. And God laid it on my head and said, go and meet the person and tell the person, I can help you, what you're doing to be better. And I went to meet her. She's from Belgium, she's from Germany. And I went to meet her, madam, I know you don't know me, but this is what I've been doing for long. I'm an IT person. I can convert this your textbook into an online version and you reach more people. I said, yes, write the proposal. Good, I wrote it. It was 1 year after she called me that I should come and coordinate the project I proposed to them. But it took 7 years of preparedness. And it took going to say I can do it. So please, it will take years. I'm not saying it's a fast thing. But I'm here to stimulate you to say, start the journey to wealth. And then what will you need to do? Who do you need to come to support you? Now, rounding up. This is the way it is. I've spoken about a lot of things. I really feel I've loaded you a lot with so many things. But I have the conviction that the goal of this session today is not to just motivate you, but is to get you to get things done and to start the journey to wealth. And this is the foundation, what we've discussed today. Please and please, draw it out. Take action. Please, just take on one thing, take action. Take action, please and please. I'm begging you in the name of God. Take action. God is with us. But God did not stand up and do it for us. He needs us to do it, and then He will bless the work of our hands. So take action. Now, as the last thing I'm going to be discussing, take opportunities too. Opportunities. I was telling you about how I got the breakthrough. It was an opportunity of training I went to tell them I can help. There are so many opportunities online. I'm talking to professionals. And I know you can do it. There are so many websites you can visit if you need funding for your business. I've said it several times. I doubt if some of us go through it. There's opportunities there. There's opportunities for Africa. There are so many ones. This one on the screen, write it down. And then, why I'm saying you should write it down, because there's a typical special support that is coming. And I believe Regina will come and do the analysis of that. We want to see how we can help you. There's something we call incubation. Incubation is so those who only have business idea and needs to grow their business, and they need to become great. There's a process we want to take you through, so that it's not just a talk thing; it's an actionable thing. That's one side, incubation process. We're going to discuss it in detail later. The other side is So many opportunities are coming every day. If you go to this website, you will see that between last Monday and today, there's been multiple opportunities for women, for youth in Africa. Just pick any of it and reach out to them and tell them, see, I found this opportunity, can you help me? I found this opportunity. I think you can you help me write the business plan to win it? Can you help me do so? That is the distinguishing edge with this. And I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. I hope we're able to get value. Yeah, you didn't get value. I'm feeling bad. Okay, great. So I hope we're able, can we close our eyes for prayers? Just talk to God. Whatever you've gotten, whatever anything you've been able to pick, 1, 2 things the Holy Spirit has laid on your heart. Say, God, I will do it. Don't say, God, help me. Say, God, I will do it. God, within the next 3 days, it will take discipline, but I will do this. I will start this thing. This land, I will start buying it.